Hello and welcome to the Remotely Review. I'm your host, Remotely. Look, we're just having a good old time over here. This coronavirus is getting out of hand. There's a lot of people upset, a lot of people confused, a lot of people fearful, frightened, terrified, okay? But I'm here to tell you guys, look, a lot of this stuff, you gotta laugh about it, you know? What can I say? There's been numerous reports about so many different celebrities contracting the virus. I'm not sure how many of them have died. I don't know what the body count is on that, but there's quite a few people. The last one I heard about was the basketball player Kevin Durant, and allegedly Drake had come into contact with Kevin Durant, and so people were concerned. They were wondering, hey, if Kevin Durant has it, Drake probably has it too, right? Well, Drake got tested, and he actually revealed his test results during a live on IG with his father, and Drake says that his results came back negative. So, you know, bravo to Drake. You know, we want to see our man healthy, you know. But, what are we going to do? You know, what's going to happen? What's everybody going to resort to once they say, hey, coronavirus is inside the food now? You know, what are we going to eat? I think we're going to turn into complete chaos, turmoil, and anarchy. Yep. You're going to have people out in the streets chopping each other's head off, bazookas and stuff going off left from right. There's going to be people just out, just creating complete mayhem out in the streets. A complete ruckus. But I'm going to tell you guys something. I've been keeping myself pretty much safe and secure. I've been wearing my mask, and there were reports that came out recently where they say the masks don't work. Really? The masks don't work? Really? No. Stop confusing the people. Let these people wear their masks, and guess what? Even if they don't work, wouldn't you rather be safe than sorry? You'd rather be safe than sorry, right? Wear your mask. I'm going to continue to wear mine. You can assume I've got the corona, whatever. You know, I'm going to wear my mask just to be on the safe side, you know? Because what happens if someone comes up and sneezes in your face? Or if someone burps too loud or something, you know? Don't you want to be protected? I want to be protected, so I'm going to continue to wear my mask. All right. They were saying that eventually this virus is going to affect everybody, you know? And I mean, these are reports coming out from the experts. These are experts. You got people out in the grocery stores going crazy. You can't go to the grocery store. You can't go to the pharmacy. You can't go to the gas station. You can't even go to, you know, your local convenience store, maybe the hair salon. You can't go to the barbershop anymore. They've canceled church. These are things that people do on a regular basis. You know, when you think about what's going to be taking place on a Sunday, your Sunday activities, people go to church, right? People go to church, and then when they leave church, they go out to a dinner, maybe at a nice restaurant, maybe at a friend or family's house. They're not doing that anymore because, hey, Corona has canceled church. That's how extreme it is. Coronavirus has canceled church. Yep. And so people were saying, well, this was God's plan. Well, was it God's plan to cancel church? You know, shut up. It's got nothing to do with God. This is simply something that we all have to come together and deal with and battle. Right now it's thundering outside. I don't know why, but it's thundering outside. And so, do you guys hear about that lady on Shahs of Sunset? Her name's Sarah. She says that she dated R.Kelly for 3 years. She said that her and R.Kelly were in a full-blown relationship for 3 years, and recently she was subpoenaed to court, I guess, to testify in some sort of legal proceedings that are taking place against R.Kelly. I was shocked, appalled, baffled even by the whole thing. Like, first of all, I wouldn't peg her as somebody that R.Kelly would be into. I mean, and with all due respect, you know, this is no shade to anybody. But I just wouldn't peg her for one that R.Kelly would be involved with. But she's come out and she's admitted to it. And she's proclaiming that she was in a relationship with R.Kelly. Now, I'm not sure what to make of it. I'm not sure what's going to come about it. I'm not sure if, you know, this is something that she's embarrassed about or just something that just, you know, she simply wanted to share with the people. So if you guys are not familiar with the show, The Shahs of Sunset airs on Bravo. That's the same network, you know, with Andy Cohen. The Housewives, Married to Medicine, stuff like that. Yeah. And so I've never watched a full episode of it, but I am fully aware of it. It's been on for quite some time. You've got Galnessa and people like that on the show that I'm familiar with. And it's been on for quite some time, and so I'm pretty sure it gets its ratings. But if you haven't seen it, I say check it out. There's a girl in there, she says she dated R.Kelly for 3 years. Do we believe her? I don't know. But someone would say, okay, well, why would she make a statement or, admit to being in a relationship with someone like an R.Kelly? Very true. Very true. Why would she do that? I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine. This is the girl. Her name's Sarah, if you want to check it out, okay? Moving on, let's talk about DaniLeigh. DaniLeigh has been in the headlines recently. Yeah, you guys are not familiar by now. You should be. DaniLeigh. She's a girl. She's been doing this thing. She's been out here for years on the come up. DaniLeigh has basically come from a dance career. She was signed to Block Talent Agency out in Los Angeles. Now, if you are not familiar with that, Block Talent Agency is one of the premier dance talent agencies out in LA. They've represented some of your biggest talents, okay? And so this is where DaniLeigh got her start, and since then she's progressed onto being A-list choreographer. If you guys can recall a song by Prince, it was called Breakfast Can Wait. Now they also did a music video for that, and DaniLeigh choreographed and she starred in that music video. She was also the director of that music video. Breakfast Can Wait by Prince. Google it, YouTube it, look it up. She did a phenomenal job. When I saw it, I was like, oh my goodness, this girl is here to stay, DaniLeigh. Okay, and then following up from that, we saw her release different EPs. My favorite being Play. The music video for Play, I mean, it was just phenomenal. This girl she's a true artist. She's an artist, okay? And one that I would say is a triple threat, because not only can she sing and dance, but she's a great actor too. Check out that Prince music video and you'll see her acting skills. She transforms. This girl wears many different hats, okay? Now, aside from that, DaniLeigh can also be noted as a great writer as well. You guys remember a song called Dinero? That's by Jennifer Lopez. I think it was Jennifer Lopez and DJ Khaled. Well, DaniLeigh actually wrote that song, or she wrote on it. She's one of the writers on that song. And so, you gotta give it up. When you mention DaniLeigh, you gotta put some respect on her name. The girl that's out here working, she's slaying the game right now. She's on the come up. I'm willing to say that this is the second coming of a Janet Jackson, perhaps. Okay? You heard it here first. DaniLeigh is perhaps the second coming of a Janet Jackson, if not J-Lo. Yeah, that's DaniLeigh. That's how talented she is. You got to do your research and do your homework before you start talking about her. Because I've been hearing some negative stuff about DaniLeigh. Something about the baby and his baby mama. Look, DaniLeigh, I told you she's a noted A-list choreographer. She choreographed the baby's video. I can't remember the name of that song, but DaniLeigh was the actual choreographer for that music video. And after the baby released that music video, everybody was doing that dance. That's DaniLeigh's creativity. That's DaniLeigh. You know what I mean? DaniLeigh put her stamp on that, okay? And so since then, I guess she and the baby have maintained some sort of work relationship, if anything, and recently they released a music video and song called Levi High. I'm not sure if you guys have seen it yet, but if not, check it out. I think it's one of the best videos of 2020 thus far. The choreography, the concept, even all the way down to the wardrobe, they killed it in those denim outfits, right? They killed it. Those denim outfits are slamming. So shout out to you, DaniLeigh. But, and so anyway, they've been working together recently, and so there's rumors that the two of them might be sleeping together, or at least they might have some sort of intimate relationship going on, and this is all behind the baby mama's back, allegedly, okay? And so there's been a little bit of online social media beef between the two of them. DaniLeigh has made some statements, or she's put out some tweets, and the baby's baby mama has responded or said a couple of different things, and a lot of it I think is just exaggerated and exacerbated by some of the fans. Like, they're kind of blowing it out of proportion because, I mean, you know, DaniLeigh, she seems like a workhorse. DaniLeigh probably has no time for the bull crap. I mean, she could probably care less about the baby or whatever. Like, and if they are in some sort of relationship or whatever, I'm pretty sure DaniLeigh means no harm to neither the baby or his baby mama. You know what I mean? The girl's got bigger fish to fry. She's on her way to superstardom, you know? Let's just keep it real. She's on her way to superstardom, you know? And, when you look at her work, when you look at everything she's put out thus far, you know, you guys know Lil Baby, My Lil Baby, by DaniLeigh. You know, you guys know Easy, the Easy remix feature with Chris Brown. This is DaniLeigh. The girl's out here working. You know, she's from on magazine cover to magazine cover. She's making all of these appearances. She was also in that music video with, if you guys didn't catch her little cameo, she was in there with Megan Thee Stallion and Nicki Minaj. So she's in good company. You know what I mean? Like, she's out here with Diddy and DJ Khaled and all of them. Like, DaniLeigh's out here, like, you know, she's with J-Lo. Like, this is the kind of crowd she's with. And so, why would you think that she's got time to entertain the baby's baby mama? It just doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. You know, you got to put some respect in her name. I won't stand for anybody talking crap about her because I followed the girl. I know her body of work, in and out, okay? I've seen the progression. I've seen the growth. And I see the raw talent. There's raw talent there. The girl can cut rug. She can sing. I mean, she's acting. She's directing. She's choreographing. I mean, she's doing everything. She's doing everything. You know, she's basically a one-stop shop. If you need something for any type of entertainment, any type of aspect of entertainment, go to DaniLeigh. She's got it for you. She's got something. Okay, and I've just got a lot of respect for her because, like I said, I mean, I've seen the girl come up from here, and I'm talking about she's out there in Hollywood working on Disney projects. She's out there working on her own music and stuff like that. She's rubbing elbows with the right people. Okay, and so give it up for DaniLeigh. Give it up. I want to move on now. I want to talk about The Weeknd. The Weeknd just released an album. He released an album called After Hours. It was highly anticipated, and I'm going to tell you something, he did not disappoint. Yep. I mean, if you like that Strawberry stuff, if you like that melancholy House of Balloons stuff, The Weeknd came through on this one. He came through. And so my favorite songs on the album, it's Scared to Live and Hardest to Love. Yeah, I rank them number one, number two, but Scared to Live is my number one favorite. I mean, they killed it. It puts me in the mind of a Death Cab for Cutie, Imogene Heap. This is what Hardest to Love and Scared to Live does for me. It puts me in that kind of thing, you know. And, you know, The Weeknd is one of those artists who can bounce back and forth from a hip-hop genre to maybe like an alternative kind of thing, experimental kind of synth pop kind of thing. Like, he goes in and out, back and forth between those different genres, and he does it seamlessly. You know what I mean? And so this is why I respect The Weeknd, and the voice is undeniable. I mean, he's got that high falsetto, that, I mean, is it falsetto or a full head voice? I'm not sure. I'll have to go back and listen to it, but I mean, he kills it. He's A-list when it comes to this music game. Nobody's touching him with a 10-foot pole, okay? And so he gave you 14 tracks on the album. I think that was enough to satisfy the fans and hold us over until the next album. It's a great collection of music. He didn't stray too far away from what we know him for, okay? So if you like that earned it type of stuff, a good powerhouse ballad coming from a male vocalist, he gives you that on this album. The Weeknd gives you, most of the tracks are no more than like a 3.5 minute length, okay? And so they're single quality tracks. You know, it's stuff that's single quality. Now, you know, the first two singles that preceded the release of the album were Heartless, and then there was another one. What was the name of that song? Anyway, there were two singles. And so Heartless, I think, was the standout single leading up to the release of the album. And so when you're listening to the album, Heartless is still one of those standout songs. Okay, it stands out. They made a great choice by selecting that one to carry us into the release of the album. And so it's being predicted that The Weeknd is going to sell above 400,000 units in the first week. Yeah. And I wouldn't be surprised if he sold more than that, because it's a great album. You know, it's a great album. You don't have too many artists out here that are releasing the type of music that The Weeknd is releasing. You know, you don't come by it too often. He's in his own lane when it comes to this music thing, and I think he does a great job with it. I mean, he slayed on this album. He slayed. But if you guys get the moment, And I want you guys to let me know if you agree with me. Scared to Live and Hardest to Love are two of the best tracks on the album. Yeah. Scared to Live and Hardest to Love. I love those two. Scared to Live just takes me, I mean, I cry. I cry. Like it tears at your emotions. It tears at your emotions. It just takes you through these different stages, and the voice coupled with the track and the way that he's just crooning over it, it's something amazing, something out of this world, something that I needed. I needed that because, after listening to so much stuff, we hear so much stuff coming through our cell phones, whether it's through YouTube or, whether it's through your iTunes or your Spotify's. These people are releasing music left and right. Every day there's something coming out, right? But a lot of it is just so inconsistent. It's always just something off the wall that you just can't necessarily vibe to, or just kind of, it just doesn't stay with you. It doesn't resonate. The Weeknd proved them all wrong with Scared to Live and Hardest to Love. I mean, hey, I'm sold. I'm sold. I'm a Weeknd fan from this day on. I'm a fan. Yep, and I respect him for his work. So thank you, The Weeknd. All right, we're gonna move on now. Let's talk about this documentary series called McMillions. McMillions aired on HBO. This was a couple of weeks ago when I saw it, and I'm gonna tell you guys something. It blew my mind. It blew my mind. I had no idea that there was so much scandal and corruption going on around McDonald's Monopoly contest. You know that little thing you pull the stickers off? Wow. Talk about the crime and corruption around that. Listen, some guy, what's his name, Jerry Jacobson, he figured out a way to screw McDonald's out of, I think, over $25 million by stealing these game pieces. Jerry Jacobson worked for the marketing firm that was in charge, or who handled, McDonald's Monopoly sweepstakes, okay? And somehow he was in contact with the right people, and he was able to access the winning game pieces, okay? And so before these were printed, before they were stamped on the side of any cups or any French fries, he had already collected them, okay? And it was this top secret scheme that he had developed to where it was impossible for him to be caught. Now, he had decided that the people he was going to attract with these Monopoly pieces would be his own family members and some of his own friends. Okay, now this is a ruthless, right? This guy's ruthless. You wouldn't want to be caught down a dark alley with this type of guy, right? Yeah, so he decides to screw his own friends and family just to get rich. Okay. Turns out he involved some people who he should not have involved. One being a lady named Lee Casano, I believe, and he screwed her so bad that she had fallen into an extreme level of debt. Like, her debt was out of the roof, okay? And she decided to call the IRS, not to tell on him or to give anybody up, but she simply wanted to tell the IRS why she was in such great debt. She thought that if she was honest with these people, then they would cut her a break, cut her some slack and give her a break. Turns out she inevitably became the whistleblower in that case, and they launched an all-out investigation and eventually caught Jerry Jacobson and some of the other people that were involved in this situation. Now, there was also somebody named, I think, Frank Colombo, last name Colombo. Anyway, he died, and his mother was so upset with everybody that was involved, she decided to tell. Okay, so she decided to basically go to the FBI and give up all the names of the people, and by doing so, she would gain custody of Mr. Colombo's only child, his only living child. And some people will say that that's dirty, that's, like, how dare you, whatever. But this lady was bitter, and she felt like that her son had been done wrong, and the only way to seek revenge would be to give everybody up and tell the FBI what she knew. Okay, and she did that, and Mr. Colombo's wife ended up going to jail. She spent some time there, and she did obtain custody of their child. And once the wife got out of jail, she actually had become closer to Mr. Colombo's mother. They call her Ma Colombo in the documentary. But anyway, it's a story that I think everybody should watch, because a lot of these things you just think that it's harmless, what's the worst thing that could happen? But yeah, people out here concocting different schemes to get rich. This is what I would call a get rich quick scheme. And, but to think that the guy was screwing his own friends and family members, that's what killed me about it. Like, how do you put your own friends and family at such high risk like that? Who does that? I don't know. But, so anyway, watch McMillions. It's on HBO. You can't find it on HBO. They're probably going to have it on Netflix, so you can find it at McMillions, okay?